Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I do speak Polish, but it's not so good, so you better listen to the English. And thank you very much for inviting me. Where is it, guys? Somewhere. And it's very interesting to be in Kraków, and it's amazing they provide food in the break. Awesome. What we will talk about, basically, I will share my experience. I founded a company 2 years ago called BETEDY together with some co-founders, some clever people here in Warsaw. We got German investment on board. We started to develop it, and finally, somehow, we ended up in China. Not ended up, but we started in China. And I have this little experience. Basically, we signed a deal half a year ago. Before that, we have another half a year of negotiation. And I think this experience which I have would be very interesting to share with you. Why? Because, we started from zero, and we have this real particular steps for startups, who sell IT products, who works with technology, how to deal with those people, what to look at. So it will be very up to the point, and I'll try not to bore you around with some major stuff, just go to my experience and sharing with that. So, what I do? Well, we analyze, we take a lot of data in football. So we're talking also about football, and we take a lot of data, and then from this data, we do the predictions. And we analyze it, we take, we have 3 different algorithms which analyze it one by one. We make sense out of this data, and then we provide it to our partners, like ESPN, like Ringer, Axel Springer, I don't know, we have Przegląd Sportowy, we work in Poland, so they publish our predictions every week. And we also, started to work with this guys, wozongla.com. And that's what we'll talk about. But before, for you to get a context, that's how it looks like. So basically today is, Roma is playing Bayern Munich. We know the score up front, at least we try to estimate the score up front. Out of statistics, so I can tell you it will be 1-2, so we'll see how it will go in the end. So we have B2C customers from one side and B2B customers from another side. Yeah, and this is the status quo for now, and then we, and then we somehow ended up with that. Once last autumn, it was rather accidental. I got an email from some guy from China, which I considered spam, but it turns out not. And he wrote to me following, okay, we are one of the biggest lotteries in the market. We have 3.5 million active users. My eyes goes up, like I wake up accidentally. And then he said, okay, we have the highest growth, we want to work with you. First, what do you think? It's a scam, and you feel like, oh, really? It's like some kind of, it's not true, it's like, something tried to fish some information from you. Basically, then you start thinking and you get they attach the presentation, they show a picture of their offices together with Microsoft, you start researching, you get that, yes, it can be a real email. Then, we replied on that and we started a conversation with their representative, and we went all the way to talking with them, to discussing the concept. And what they offered, they say, guys, we are one of the biggest lotteries online in China. We have those amount of customers. We are looking for new ways to monetize those customers. So we are looking for good products to license and then take it to Chinese market. You will take care about product, we'll take care about technology, market adoption, and running the business, all marketing costs, and so on. So, and this was the initial setup of the deal. And definitely, if I would have an idea to go to China, I would never be able to reach those people in I don't know how many years. And having those partners, even sharing the revenues with them or sharing the technology or something like that, already puts you in the first positions with your technology on Chinese market. And then step 2, we started, basically I pitched this idea to my partners, to my investors, saying, okay guys, we have this offer, I have some good talks with them already, we can follow up or we can abandon. Definitely, my German investor said we need to do a homework, yeah? And the homework, what does it mean? It's like, what are the goals? Like business stuff, define timeline, assign resources. But what is interesting is this background check and technology audit. Because, after all the stories which, we heard today, about those scams and things and not fair stuff, and you read this on the news, you always think that there is a danger for your IP or for your technology and so on. So we started like two things which I never did before in my life was background check of someone with whom you want to do a business, and second one is technology audit of your own system, so there is no security breaches, so people cannot really like steal your algorithms, because we have this IP locked, and we'd like to keep this in our ownership, not give it to third parties in the end. And here, what's interesting, yeah? We started this homework, and here's like we started to say, okay, what do we know? What we can do ourselves? We came up with that we don't know anything. I mean, we don't know anything, you know. So from a network, we started to look for partners. And here, where you will need the most amount of partners, during this whole process, we have 4 of them. And all different people were all different companies were responsible for different parts of this deal. And the first one of the biggest helpers was this PD International, the German company which connects Chinese companies with Germany and vice versa. They had the knowledge in the market, we had some network connections. And what they did the whole list of those things which make me sleep well after I decided to follow up. Because you never know what you were sent to, but it would be interesting to check, I don't know, this online references. How good is a company? Is it legal? Is it illegal? What do they offer to you? How to do it? How to proceed, and so on. And without people who know this market, it's not possible to do it in any possible way you know. So this is partner number 1 which we have. Also, regarding the technology audit, the next step we did, we started to check, okay, how secure is our system? Is there someone can like really steal our technology and we don't need to lie? I mean, we give a product, but we don't give our algorithms. Is there any ways they can fetch down our algorithm from a product? And then we started to look for the company. One of the best companies we found was from Kraków. They do the security audit, but unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know, my German colleagues asked me to use their company from their network. And also we used like 2 lawyer companies who helped us with dealing with contracts. Step number 3, learn the culture. And here's like interesting story, because I would consider this one is the most valuable one, because this can really like cut your deal, or it can embrace your deal. You can get the value out of it and so on. When I studied in France, we had a guy who was teaching us team leadership. And he said, okay, guys, you basically don't care about team leadership, but I also teach in military school, where the leadership is a key lesson, because if you'll not be a team, you'll be shot. The same story is here, cultural differences. I don't know, in university, you start this like, okay, some cultural differences, easy points, I don't know. But here, where it really comes into play, how well you are communicating with your partners. Because from one side, you're skeptical, from another side, you want to make a value out of the partnership for your company, for their company, you want to increase the value of your company in the end, and so on. So, like, I collected here like 4 points which influence the culture. I don't know, again, I'm not the cultural expert, and maybe those 2 ladies who were before me, they know much more. But this is what I got from this half a year working on this deal. So their business culture was shaped by 4 main points. One of them is Chinese culture has 5,000 years of history, yeah? And I don't know, some small example, when you talk to people, if you say, oh, look, how is your culture is rising up, you know, like it's economical development, they'll be offended. Meanwhile, we'll be say, oh, it's good. But they say, no, we are not rising. Oh, no, we are returning back. Because if you check the economical development throughout the world's history, China was dominating all of those things. They invented many things, and so they're coming back, and they have a strong pride in that, and that's what they would like. That's what they would like to hear in return. Instead of, you know, you're rising, you know, your economy is rising. And there are many, many cultural things regarding their history, nationalities, and so on. Another point is Confucianism. And I'm definitely not an expert, but I definitely know that this is very much embedded in a culture. The thing I would like to focus about is point number 3, is Chinese thinking and impact on business, which is more practical than just 2 others, and social cultural aspects. So basically, different way of thinking, yeah? We think like very straightforward. And we learn to deduct the problem. Okay, we have a market, we have like, I don't know, some group of people, we have group of people, they have a problem, let's make a product. It doesn't work like this kind of discussion don't go. And when we started to negotiate with people, basically about, not negotiation even, but rather after negotiation, we started to build the product with partners from China. It was clear that they don't do this. They take the different points which are around this, but never connected in one point. And they think how we think is illogical, and vice versa. But in the end, you need to be patient and really take a look on that. Another point is like, I think it was mentioned already before, bounding with partners, not common goals. So if on the West, we basically go, okay, you want to make money, we want to make money, let's make a business, blah, blah, blah. We do the business, we have money, we even didn't see each other. I don't know, for example, our deal with ESPN, this American sports channel, we never met each other before, like till last year, and we had already cooperation for 1 year. It was clear they had an idea, we had an idea, let's meet, let's talk and make a business. It doesn't work like this. You need to have a personal content, you need to build a relationship first, invest in it, and then like money will come. You see, it's surrendered in general. So next one, opinions. This is really complicated. And when you start, I don't know, we started to, let's say, I don't know, we are sitting in a room, second day of working on a product in Beijing, and we want to set a price. Yeah, my approach. Okay, guys, we try the price, €590 per month. Let's you do the same, but adopt it according to your rate of welfare. See. Why you're so quick, Alex? Let's discuss. And we start discussing, we're discussing about welfare, we're discussing about different things, 2 hours of development, and we come up to the same idea which I had at the very beginning. But the idea is that meanwhile, they think this isn't practical because you lost a lot of in the context. You lose all the big picture. You're like, really like narrow, and maybe it's not a good thing to do business with you. So be patient and listen and so on. I like really this one. While I was preparing this presentation, I reevaluated again my approach to current deal. And the problem, invest, we always say, hey guys, here's a problem, we cannot sell, blah, 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 let's sort this out because we don't know what to do and we are stuck. According to my knowledge, in China you'll never have this kind of, oh guys, we have a problem. No. Until it's too late, they will not communicate it to you. So it's your business to make, to make constant communication. I will talk about this later. So you're like part of a team of your partner, so you know it when it comes and you don't feel it's a problem. Yeah. So basically we'll not talk about problem in China, we'll just, vice versa. We'll not go straight ahead, we'll not solve it, we will talk about this and we'll not do anything. Negotiation, I consider one of the main stuff. They expect you to negotiate. They expect you to discuss the price. They expect you to discuss the problems. And it starts very early in your discussions after the first call where they already set some boundaries for pricing and so on. And it's your job to make your contract or your deal or your partnership really, really precise and interesting for you, because they will perceive it from their side. Okay, we're investing those and those money, you basically give nothing to us, and so here you go, you have 1%, and boom, market is big, haha. And then you start negotiating, it turns out, okay, you can go out till the 40% of the deal, of the pie, because you prove, okay, look on our IP, we invested already 2 years in our contracts, and it goes and it goes and it goes. And more about negotiation will be on next slide. But the main point, which like all the European people do, and I also did it, I just see it now, you come to China and they start to show you all these big markets, big charts, growth. We had today in the first presentation the 600 million, 355 million. You think, damn it, this is my lucky day. I'll be a millionaire. My company will be a billionaire. My investors will love me. And and this is the main weak point in negotiation, because they see your like eyes and you think, okay, in this case you really need to calm yourself down, because those numbers can be not such a big numbers. For example, one of my colleagues from previous job started a company in China with Chinese partner. They get 3 million sign-ups in 2 months. Damn it, is it possible in Europe? No, but in China it's not a big success. It's good success, but it's nothing big, and you think this is huge. So please don't overestimate the numbers every time you go with software, especially because you'll get the information like, oh, we'll sell, we'll do a lot of things, we'll make lots of money and so on. And so don't show it. But, you know, couple of tips, yeah? Well, let's start with this face. We already talked about the face, you losing the face. A main point on a negotiation, never allow your partner to lose the face, or never confront them openly, always never say no to someone. Keep person satisfied with his opinion and his value behind him. And then, you know, because if you will not do, we'll have the story from second presentation, you know, they will just go and leave and they will never make business to you. So this picture is the most important here, yeah? And now other things. Do not say yes or no too early. This is clear. Listen, and if you want to say yes, say, we'll take a look on this. Maybe it suits us. Meanwhile, in I don't know, in Poland we used to, yes, it's cool, let's do business, shake hands, tomorrow we start. No. Listen and stay friendly, clear. You listen, you stand very much connected. Stress your costs. This is very important because, as I said, they think you invested zero in the partnership. You think, okay, I invested so much, and why it's supposed to be so unfair. So you always provide a clear explanation of costs, what exactly you spend based on your trip to China, on your technology, how much it valued, what's the valuation of your company, what investors you have, how they value the product you have. In this way, it gives you a very strong negotiation point in the end. Then explain and tell your investment in IP. It follows the previous one. So basically express why your IP is important. In my case, it was, okay, guys, we have the partner ESPN, we have the partner, the different publishing houses, we had like, you know, this kind of development, we had, I don't know, Wall Street Journal writing about us. That's why you know us, that's why we invested in our IP. Yeah, be ready for good and bad cop game. Everyone knows what is that? Yeah? Maybe no. Who don't know, it's like, you know, for example, you have an investor and you're a CEO yourself, yeah? You have uncomfortable conditions, you say, oh, you know, I cannot take this deal, my investor pushing on me to take this deal, but if you want, I can talk to you and we can figure something out. So no, my investors are bad cop and I'm a very good cop, you know? So, you know, definitely we didn't have it in our negotiation, but this is one of the very typical stuff which our partners awared us about. So one of the partners from their side can play very tough guy pushing on 1% of the deal, another one can say, okay, I cannot promise you 40, but I can give you 30. And this was their strategy from very beginning. And if you trap in this kind of game, play this game yourself. Say, you know, guys, I have a mom at home, I need to talk to her, yeah? And your mom will be a bad cop and you will be a good cop, yeah? Play hardball softly. Never bring the hard stuff on the table. Don't say, okay, if you don't do this, we'll do that. Again, they will lose the face, they will lose the interest, and so on. Stress the timeline, very important, because even in our work, you know, comparing to them, I'm timeline freak, even despite I never consider myself this way. You know, but you know, Western culture used to have a clear timelines and development milestones and updates and all kind of reporting and da-da-da-da-da. And for you, as you run a business, the deal which can bring you, I don't know, 1 million in 2 months, much more valuable is a deal which will bring you 1 million in 5 years. So if the development time will be 5 years, it doesn't make sense for you to do this. So negotiate the timeline upfront, you know, and have it in mind and talk about this with your partners. And two other things, rather on cultural side, is prepare good presents. It was very interesting to select presents for those people. You go from Poland, you think about, okay, what is like Polish people are proud about, what nation can bring, and so on. And they really do care about presents because they give the presents for you too. And at the beginning, when you come, you basically feel that they try to please you any possible way. You feel like, I don't know, Prime Minister of Canada. And they come to you on limo, they take you to the best hotel, da-da-da-da. And you feel like this is really strong factor for their negotiation position in the end. And, you know, and if you adore this, definitely you should be thankful. And I'm thankful for all that my partners did for me, but this shouldn't affect your negotiation points. And another point is invite your Chinese partners also. If they invite you for the first day to some Chinese restaurant, Beijing Duck, da-da-da, if it's possible to invite them back, order a good restaurant, talk to your consultants, what they can suggest, invite a good restaurant. It's always a good point. Why? Because you basically build relationship in this restaurant too. You talk, you make toasts, you invest in relationship. You never like finish it on the negotiation table. Next, step 5. Last one, support and evaluate. This is also very critical. When you make it done, you're already happy, you open the champagne, but the hard work only starts because you have a trust in your partners already, you know, they feel trust in you, but again, the difference in culture can make you really frustrated because they have different concept of business. And if you will not be involved in this business, you will lose. You will lose because you will lose your passion for this project, and you will not know what they do, and you will feel like, okay, they're cheating on me or something, or they copy my technology, or they do. It's not like this. It's just you're not involved, that's why you don't know, and probably they do so many things which they don't communicate about. And that's why there are like 4 steps. Provide really extra support, go extra mile for this. Don't say, okay, in the contract I provide you 2 hours of support time. No, no one will no one will talk to you seriously about this. If support is needed, you provide the support because you again invest in relationships. Create common reporting system. This is important rather for you, and it's it's necessary to explain this to your partners. Why? Because you used to clear KPIs. I don't know, you have visits, you have conversion rates, you have revenue per user, you have churn rate, and it goes in a very good model in your business. But they have totally different KPIs, and then when you got monthly reporting in the end, you're like, what is this? I don't understand a thing in that. If you try to analyze, the copy of Google Analytics in China is a service called CNZZ. I don't remember exactly. But I don't understand this reporting. I go there online, I check what they do, but I don't see it. That's why it was important to create a common reporting system, so I feel something is going on. I keep close contact. This is a very good point. So at least once a month you have an email, you have call, you have chat, you ask how are you doing, and then you can discuss certain points. And the last one is consider possibility of monitoring of the market, because again, your partners cannot communicate to you what they do, but and you will be frustrated. Having some partners, who can provide you with information like what's going on in the Chinese market, so you can also come with ideas to your Chinese partners, is also very valuable. So it's good practice in business to do this. And just recap, find key partner. It's critical. You need one unless you have one. I don't believe someone can go like this without knowing the language, without knowing the culture, and make successful business. It's much more easier and faster to do this. Do your homework, prepare all the things which you want to from this relationship. Talk to your partners, check your partners, so you can sleep well. Otherwise, maybe everything goes good, but you don't know about this. You keep worrying, your investors are worrying, everyone is worrying, your mom is asking, how are you doing? But basically, if you check it, you can sleep well. Learn the culture. Okay, this is critical. We already talked about this. Read books, talk to people, invite experts. Try to be as good in cultural differences as possible, and adapt and adjust, because they do the same. They also adjust to your culture. So go an extra mile here. Negotiate initial, essential part here. Stand for what you wanted to have, and make a deal valuable for you, and support and evaluate to make it successful, long-lasting, value building. Going from partnership to joint venture, you need to do this. This is an extra work. You cannot stop it just after signing the deal and providing your part of work. And basically that's it. We are based in Warsaw, so if anyone fancy a tea in Warsaw and drop by, please, follow me on Twitter and ask questions. If you have something, I'll be glad to answer what I know. That's it. And, and the current stage, if someone will ask, well, what is the current stage with my partnership? If we sign in March, we already started the testing of a system. And 1 month into testing, they drive some traffic, we analyze KPIs, we adjust. Hopefully we can scale in a very close future. That's it. Thank you very much.